everyone, I finally have the next instalment in my Films A to Z series, and this is GH and I. Thank you to everybody who suggested these films. The three that I've picked, two I really enjoyed, one not so much, so we'll see what you guys think of these films as well. So actually all three of these films had been requested by different people at different times, and the first one is The Goonies. I know The Goonies is a childhood favourite for a lot of people. It feels kind of dated. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's about a group of kids who go looking for treasure to try and save their housing estate, and they go in a bit of a sticky run-in with some adult crooks, and they're both like fighting to find this treasure, and it's a lot of fun, great adventure story, a little bit funny at times, quite heart-racing, but it does feel dated. Now there are a lot of other films that were made around about the same time that I feel kind of have withstood the test of time. I'd be interested to know if you are maybe 10 or 11 years old, or if you have young children who have seen this, how did it work for the youngest generation of today? So for me personally, great film, but I'm not sure it's one that will survive in a few generations' time. H is one that I've been screaming about for such a long time, and I'm so glad I've seen it. This is Halloween, and we're not going to start singing the Nightmare Before Christmas song, as tempting as that is. Halloween, introducing Jamie Lee Curtis, which is of course fantastic, is your kind of traditional slasher horror movie, obviously taking place around Halloween, and it's about it's about a serial killer. We'll leave it at that. And there's nothing fantastic about it. It's not overly unique. I think at the time it would have been quite scary. Nowadays it's not, but it's a lot of fun, and the soundtrack is terrifying. I expect seeing this on the big screen where... Do I have one white hand and one pink hand? What is the light doing? I expect on the big screen it would have been magnifying, and the sound would have been really booming, and it would have been quite powerful. So I do thoroughly enjoy Halloween. I would recommend it. I think it's an 18. I didn't really think it was that scary, but as I said, had I had a more cinematic experience with it, I think it would have raced the heart quite a little bit. I'm so sorry, I did not like Interstellar at all, and this was requested by so many people. Interstellar is about a guy who goes on a mission into outer space with his team to try and save the world, basically, and the story itself sounds interesting enough, and it is, I will give it credit for that. As a plot, written down on paper at least, it sounds really fascinating, sort of thing that I'm kind of getting into just now, a lot of sci-fi at the moment. And the fact that time for him is affected differently to the way it is for his daughter, and his daughter ages at a quicker rate than what he does, and it's heartbreaking and it is emotional, and there are points where it did hit me a little bit in the heart. But what I didn't like about it is the fact that it's so slow. It is pathetically slow. Now it's 2 hours and 50 minutes, and now I don't mind really long films if they're going to keep me engaged all the way through and they get the pacing right. But honestly, it takes about a third of the film for him to actually start the mission, and then it's just, there's not enough going on. Really isn't. You could remove at least an hour of this film throughout it. But there we go, it was alright, it wasn't horrendous, but I most certainly would not watch it again. As I said, please let me know your thoughts on those films in the comments below, and feel free to leave suggestions for the next one, which is J, K and L. So I look forward to hearing what you come up with for those ones, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!